In a world where local musicians and artists are unrated, underappreciated, unnoticed, battered, abused, and swept under the rug.
Living show to show without secure benefits like medieval jesters.
Run with the kittens.
You're actually listening to it right now. I played a song for my hamster that just died.
Absolutely.
I lied.
Underplayed and underpaid.
Real local music.
Use what you have.
All the canned rock stuff. And the can't rock stuff too.
Chuck went around.
We won't get into that.
That was a good thing.
Mondays at 6 p.m.
Local special to me, really cool, amazing, incredible. Like, I need to rise up to this level.
Phenomenal.
Definitely incredible.
Probably the coolest.
Strong. You're a people-aholic.
Oh.
Wow, you're killing me.
I'll try not to swear.
CFRU 93.3.
Wow, the food was
Delicious.
had a smorgasbord of awesomeness.
It's not your regular breakfast sausage.
I also ate some cocktail wieners and drank some melon liqueur one morning very early on the tour bus.
Welcome to another installment of Underplayed and Underpaid. It's Brian McNeil. The format of the show is we like to promote local talent. So if you're in a band or you're becoming a band, or if you're a singer, songwriter, even a comedian, why don't you give me a email at bryancfru@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to be in touch with you, maybe come out, interview you where you are, or have you come into the station like we have today. I got Toronto band The Honeyrunners in the station today to talk about their upcoming performance at Van Gogh's Ear, July 11th on the second floor, and the upcoming album that they're releasing, and a little bit about their past as they're doing sign language and making faces. Thank you guys very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I'm going to actually go to your Facebook profile and read the About section here because it's pretty extensive. All right, see more. All right. The Honeyrunners are a modern consequence of music alchemy. Rock and rollers with the raw soul of a Motown band and the brashness of a 90s punk. They each find influence in artists current and past who speak honestly, push boundaries, entertain, fight for their ideas, and impact those who listen. With release of the film series Small World Sessions, we'll talk about that later, a second EP slated for July 25th, debuting at Horseshoe Tavern in their hometown of Toronto, and a Frosh tour in the fall this year will lead the boys down a path they have sought out since teenagehood. 2013 saw the band's debut single Jet Set featured in Bacardi's Champions campaign, followed by a love letter to their stomping grounds on My Garage, adopted by Coca-Cola's 52 Songs of Happiness. The placements garnered attention, and the Honeyrunners followed suit in a do-it-yourself fashion with 2 Canadian tours, an appearance on CTV Canada AM, radio play across the country for Honeyrunners EP, and 100-plus gigs in front of crowds of all sizes. In short, the band doesn't sleep much, and it seems to do the trick.
It sounds way better than when you read it.
Yeah, that's really well written. That's awesome.
If you could introduce yourselves to the listeners and tell them what you do in the band. Well, yeah, we'll go clockwise.
Oh, okay. My name is Brandon, and I play the drums and sing.
My name is Marcus. I play guitar and I sing as well, the backup vocals, that is.
I'm Dan Dwoskin, and I do the keys and the lead singing.
All right. How long has the Honeyrunners been together?
About 2 years now. We started Halloween 2012.
Wow, you guys have done a lot in 2 years.
Yeah.
We're busy.
That's good. That's good. Why did you guys decide to choose the name Honeyrunners? The Honeyrunners.
I'll field that one, Brian. we were
See, I just
looking
want to say, well, we had some really dumb names before.
Choosing a band name is the hardest thing. and we honestly, we went through so many, and it was like this big list that was like, no. And I was reading Keith Richards' biography, and he's talking about this like heroin that's so pure and perfect that it comes from Colombia, and it's cultivated by these naked little kids who run through opium fields covered in honey runners, to collect the opium for harvest, and then they would turn it into the drug, and there you have it. So we brought it to the band, and everyone was like, all right. Oh, it's got a backstory. Okay, it's dark. It's like pretty, it's very convoluted. Like, you know, we had that in our bio, and Coca-Cola, who we worked with a little bit, asked us to take it down because it was didn't really line up with their mantra, and so
I guess not. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we like things to have meaning for us. So we thought it was a really good metaphor. You know, just being young, innocent guys in the music industry. You know, working with players who may have darker intentions. It's kind of cool.
Anything to add?
No, that's pretty much it.
Radio. Okay, what style of music would you guys explain to somebody if somebody were to ask? What style of music and who would you say you might sound like?
I feel like we all have different answers for that.
We all have different answers, and I don't know if it's I wouldn't really say we sound like, but more
reminiscent of.
Yeah, reminiscent of, a lot of Motown, a lot of soul, and then obviously the blues and rock and all that kind of stuff, and then a little bit of the 90s kind of punk and rock and all that kind of stuff.
A lot of people could spot like Allman Brothers influencing us, old like Black Crowes, Aerosmith.
Just Motown stuff too, like
we've been working on harmonies a lot.
Yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff.
That all comes from listening to stuff like the Temptations and Dion and the Belmonts.
Yeah. Ray Charles.
Oh, Ray Charles is that's it for me.
So if listeners were so inclined as to look for perhaps some of the backstories or the background of you guys recording, because there's obviously stuff available. Why would I mention it if it wasn't? Yes. Where can you be found online?
Honeyrunners.com has everything you need.
And from there, it branches out to
on iTunes.
Yeah, iTunes, Amazon, Twitter, Facebook, everything.
Stream us, you can go to Rdio or Spotify or Songza. We're literally everywhere. You can't not find
go to
us.
Google and type in the Honeyrunners, and you'll get a list of stuff. So.
And that's Honeyrunners, all one word, not two separate words.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Right, that's one word.
Which is a lot of mistakes.
That kills me, man.
Every show that we go to, there's always a sign that's like the Honeyrunners, 2 words. We're like,
on the marquee.
It's on the website.
At the end of the day, it does not matter.
It really doesn't.
It doesn't matter, but it's not. Yeah, it's one word.
Now, Rum Runners, would that have been one word, do you think? Like Prohibition Days, Rum Runners?
No, I think that's 2 words, yeah.
Hyphenated, maybe?
Yeah, hyphenated. The hyphen is important there.
Interesting. Guelph's got a lot of history steeped in exactly that. Do you guys know about that?
The Rum Runner?
No, well,
is there a bar called the Rum Runner?
No, not in Guelph at this time. Anyways, but yeah, the Guelph history, the catacombs under downtown Guelph.
Oh, that's cool.
They would roll the barrels down from the church down to the bars.
During Prohibition?
Prohibition, yeah.
Oh,
that's when Sleeman got like those commercials that you see.
That's true.
Actually, his family did get nailed and messed up.
Poor Sleeman.
That's cool.
All right, well, anyways, back to the
good.
interview with the Honeyrunners, all one word. Do you all come from musical families?
I do.
Yes, sir.
We do, actually.
Yeah,
for the
I
most
think
part.
we all do.
All 4 of us, 100%.
Brandon, tell your.
You saw that. Oh, okay, great.
It's a phone.
Oh, I got somebody. Why don't you explain, Brandon, to the listeners a little bit about your musical background?
Sorry, this is very. There's a flashing light that's going on. Musical background. I come from a very musical family. My father is a drummer. My mother is a pianist. My older brother is actually the guitarist and singer in a country band called Autumn Hill. They're killing it right now, which is fantastic. And my younger brother plays the guitar and sings. He's got a killer voice, and I play the drums. Nice. So it's all kind of
He's being very modest, but his dad actually used to do a little bit of work with Paul McCartney, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
And Ringo, and still does. But it's a very musical background. There was a company way back when called Backstage Pass, and they did a lot of like rock and roll merch and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, he's still very much in that industry. But that was my father, and very musical past. I got to meet some fantastic people, and I'm very fortunate for that.
What about you, Booch?
My dad's a drummer, and my uncle is a guitar player, and that's why I started playing guitar, because my dad and my uncle would jam in the basement. Ever since I was born, I could remember that, and I'd already be playing drums from my dad, and I saw a guitar, I'm just like, oh my God, whatever that is, I want to do it. And then so I started picking up a guitar because of my uncle, and 20 years later, here I share a stage with my uncle every Wednesday, actually. But yeah, so definitely a very musical family as well.
Yeah, me as well. My mom and dad play guitar, and they sung a lot of Bob Dylan and Paul Simon when we were younger. So the whole family get together, sing along was like a really big thing, which I love because that's my favorite thing in life to do. And then my sister studied opera singing and took piano, and I took classical piano. And then I gave that up real quick to take drums because it was way more fun. And then I wanted to write songs, so I went back to piano.
Not to take anything away from Matt Weidinger, who's going to be opening for you guys, and the Retrievers.
Actually, Retrievers, just because of time constraints, Retrievers are going to open the whole show. Matt's going to come and close with his with a trio.
Matt's killer, man.
Yeah.
That guy's so good.
And he's a really good friend too. So.
And Matt, if you're listening, do you want to maybe play some songs in our set?
Play a little organ?
Play some keys alongside? He's so talented at that.
I know, he's incredible.
He's also like 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Dashing.
And isn't he like 13, 14?
Yeah,
I know.
He's actually just had his 15th birthday. Congrats, buddy.
Way to go, man. And you can also catch Matt Weidinger this evening, I believe, playing with Paul McLeod at the Jimmy Jazz. He's been out for the last few weeks anyways. It's like a music lesson on stage that you can watch. It's incredible.
It absolutely is.
All right, so apart from your musical families, do you have any official training, whether it be instrumentation or vocal training?
I went to York University for music. I was a music major in performance and education. So as far as playing, yes. Vocal lessons, no.
Good Lord, no.
Yeah, that's why I'm a backup singer.
Marcus?
I did take guitar lessons before the age of 10 for a while, and then my dad, I remember the day, he was teaching me all this, just, the stuff you don't really want to learn, just out of a, volume 1, volume 2 of all these, the Saints Go Marching In, and my dad leans in and goes, all right, you're going to start teaching them some Zeppelin or else you're out of the house. And then ever since then, he showed me a Whole Lot of Love, which is my favorite song. And then ever since then, it kind of took off. And then after that, I was more self-taught, listening to records, listening to other people and that kind of thing.
That's so Nico Bucci to strong-arm your guitar teacher into...
Sorry, I remember that. Start teach them a Whole Lot of Love or you can leave the house.
Good Lord. I took classical piano when I was younger. I had a teacher named Kat who was absolutely amazing. And actually before that, like every good musician, I had recorder. Did everyone in this room play recorder?
Oh yeah, I was a trumpet player way back when.
Got the start on the old recorder. And then, recorder, piano, a little bit of tenor saxophone in high school, and then drums, and back to piano. And then vocally, I need to take vocal lessons because I just destroy myself on stage, but...
But he's got the voice of an angel, sir.
Doesn't sound like it today, though.
That's true.
We had a big weekend.
And vocal training is always good for things like mic control, breathing.
Longevity,
stuff, right?
strength, man. You really do notice, like, if you breathe right on stage, you can hit notes that are unbelievable, and it doesn't hurt you at all. And that's the best part,
And relaxing, too. I find that doesn't happen so much, but when I first started playing live, in the first few years, I get way too nervous and I just choke up vocally. Now it's not so bad, though.
Yeah, the breathing is a huge part of it. Just anytime before you're taking a big note, just take a huge breath and really get it from the gut.
Way down.
But I never understood that when they were like, just sing from your diaphragm. Like, I don't know where my diaphragm is. I
thought it was in my elbow.
Yeah, just sing from your forehead. Okay.
Isn't that I used to think that was a form of birth control. Anyway, do you guys have an interesting vocal warm-up that you guys do together? Before you guys...
whiskey.
We all do like shot before going on stage.
Whiskey. And then clink of glasses.
Beer time.
You always see videos of bands doing like a crazy
weird
vocal warm up, and every time we
background.
try to do one, fails, and then we go on stage and it's like, what?
Well, that was pointless. We don't do much. We just hang out, have a good time, and don't get in a fight before going on stage, so you're all happy and want to sing together.
Brandon tends to leave to go to the bathroom always before we hit the stage, and they're like, okay guys, you're on, and we're just like,
magic trick.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to drop a track for the listeners?
Thanks for Brandon always runs to the washroom
to check his hair.
Thing is,
under the
that's
bus.
true. I've got a really big afro under this, so you got to look good. But it's also when you're playing a show and you're not playing on your drum set. You know what I mean? There's always that quick thought of, oh God,
where is it?
Yeah, the angles and this and that. So it's like you try and move stuff during sound check, but if there's two bands before you and you're not even the headlining band, it's like, well, I hope I have a good show.
Here goes nothing. On that note,
shall we?
Here is.
Tell if you could introduce it to the listeners and tell them a little bit about what it's about.
This is the first single off the album, which is actually this is the very first stream any radio station's ever got this.
That's true. We just got this like a couple days ago.
Yeah. So masters are just finished. We haven't even printed CDs yet, and this one's called Under Control. This one, this got a whole lot of metaphor, which is. It just, you'll listen to the song, you'll get it.
All right.
Here goes.
On Underplayed and Underpaid.
I've seen the road, I know where it goes. Don't you tell me that's what I chose, beating any more ragged than yours. This ain't your fight, you've been wound up tight. I seen you coming around my front door singing, won't you come out swinging tonight? I get the feeling it's all under control. Why do you taunt me? Why do you care at all? You'll never get what you came for. You've seen it all. You're 10 feet tall, and you get your cakes from the kids in the sticks, taunted you in the heart. That just ain't me. I am the one who bleeds when all your chambers are empty and you're standing all alone in the street. I get the feeling it's all under control. Why do you taunt me? Why do you care at all? You'll never get what you came for. I get the feeling it's all under control. Why do you taunt me? Why do you care at all? I get the feeling it's all under control. Why do you taunt me? Why do you care at all? You'll never get what you came for. I just come out swinging. Pardon me if I get reckless. Say it's part of the business. But if home is where the heart is, then you must be homeless. Just part of the sickness. Have you ever been speechless? Lord knows it would please us. I've got it under control.
Yeah, you're listening to Underplayed and Underpaid on CFRU 93.3 University of Guelph Community Campus Radio. And I got the Honeyrunners in the show, Underplayed and Underpaid. That was an awesome song.
Oh, thanks.
All right. So how did that song all come together?
Oh, not allowed to tell that
No,
story.
that's
All right.
not a story we can.
Coca-Cola wouldn't be
Okay,
happy with that.
you know what? We'll tell you very non-descriptively. A critic. That's about a critic.
And that's it.
And that's
good
it.
enough.
And it got us thinking about how a lot of things are under control. About how a lot of the music industry, through advertising, through whatever, people can't artistically make their own decisions because a lot of these things are under the control of other people. And it really, you can see that in the media because everything gets homogenized. It's all the same because all the same people are calling the shots. And it's
Exactly. Sheep, man. Turn into sheep.
It's just sheep, man.
It's true. The Honeyrunners are performing this Friday, July 11th at Van Goghier on the second floor. The Retrievers are going to open up, and then I believe, then the Honeyrunners, and then Matt Weidinger.
That is an all-star
and his
lineup,
accompaniment.
man.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so your albums. You got a new album that you're coming out with on the 25th or 24th?
25th.
Yeah.
25th.
Yep.
CD release, yeah.
That's the day after you're going to be on Canada AM.
Yes,
I was
sir.
gonna say the 24th. We play the soundstage.
And
CTV.
yeah, 9 a.m. in the morning.
9 a.m. We gotta show up
Really?
at like 5.
Red-eyed,
And
bushy tail.
Oh, good lord! Rock and roll in the a.m. is tough, man.
Sounds like an all-nighter to me.
We might just have to do that. Yeah.
That's a good
Oh, you're
idea.
a jerk. That's gonna happen, and we're gonna look horrible
Or great.
or amazing.
Okay, so yeah, the new album, how does it contrast to the previous album? Can you tell a little bit about how the difference between the way that each one was made?
Oh, yeah.
There are a lot of differences. Oh, okay, sorry. I was looking at you going, I thought you were going to answer. I mean, to me, this new record is a little bit, I want to say harder, a little bit thicker. Sonically,
Are we not doing phrasing?
sorry, I'm sorry. Sonically, it's a little darker. It's
More thought out.
Totally. A lot of it is actually live off the floor.
Yeah.
Which was
Vocals
great.
are live.
Vocals are live. All the rhythm section is live. So bass and drums was live. I think the rhythm guitar was with us too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, working with the producer Dejan Martineau over at Phase One Studios, working with him is just
Everything you do, he makes it like super fun.
Yeah.
Like, no idea is a real bad idea, and you just try things out until they work, and it just makes music so much better.
Yeah. But the first record, I mean, we were a lot fresher then. Like, we were still trying to get the band together, so we had some loose ends that we kind of try to make super cohesive, but still turn out quite well. And this other one, we've been on the road now. We've been a band for a little longer, so
well, here's actually
There's only one bass player on this new record.
Here's a fun fact for you. The first album, we have 3 bass players on the first album.
All playing bass or playing different instruments?
Playing bass, but they're on different songs at different times.
Because the band was just forming as the Honeyrunners, as you see today, and the final The Honeyrunners. Right?
But Mike's part of Mike Bolton is actually not here today. He's working, but
he's a bass player.
He's the bass player.
He's on the first record as well, but it was right when we brought him into the band was when we were recording that record. So, so this one is The Honeyrunners, and The Honeyrunners a little more experienced, and the record's definitely much more cohesive and flows a lot better, and we're just more mature, as you should be.
Debatable.
Well. Some of the things that we got going on that record is more mature.
I think we also found our places. Like, we can now, because we have all the members, we can play to our strengths. So in terms of the writing, like the harmonies and the bass, like the rhythm section, we know that each guy brings it to the table and throws it in, and typically it always works because each guy knows how to write his part exactly to how the sound's supposed to be. So there's very few arguments there in terms of the writing, because it just works.
There's actually a direct example. There's a song that came together in maybe 2 minutes. It's called The River Song. It's track 4.
We were just trying to impress Dejan.
Yeah, that's true.
He just said, no. He just said, guys, we need. Sorry.
So we need another song.
Yeah, we need one more song. Okay. Right then, we're just threw something together.
We threw something together, and it's like, but as far as playing to our strengths, everyone has a line in that song. There are 4-part harmonies all over that track, and it's slowly becoming my new favorite song to play live, which is a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Is that because it sounds more like a jam? Because it kind of organically...
It's very sing-alongy.
It's very anthemic.
That's
would be the best. Yeah, would be the best way to describe that song. And
it's actually about... it's about a river that we float. There's 2 rivers it's about. One of them in Kimberley, Ontario, and one of them in New Brunswick.
Fredericton.
Fredericton, yeah. And we took this epic 3-hour float down a river that I think changed all of our lives when we were out on tour. And nobody expected, I don't think, what the day was going to be like.
Yeah.
So we kind of used that as a good template for the river of life. And
these 3 guys, Dan, Marcus, and Mike, had the most serene and calming ride, and I had the worst time. I kept falling out of the tube. I would fall asleep on the tube because it was so relaxing. You're going down this river, and I'd wake up and the guys would be down the river. I'd be stuck in the bushes. I'd be like, "What is happening, man?"
That's actually a very good.
I'm having not the worst time. It was a ton of fun.
Remember Link?
But it was just it's one of those why me? You know what I mean?
This is a very good metaphor for Brandon Robbins' life as well. Why me? Why is all this happening? The rest of us are like, hey man, just be cool.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility you might want to play that song for the listeners?
Do you want?
Sure, we can play that song.
Yeah, for sure.
River song? Yeah.
I'm going to send this one out to Arundel and all of those who like to tube down the river in Guelph.
Oh,
yeah, Arundel.
Heck
Who's
yeah.
Arundel. He's the guy who runs musiclives.ca. He also does music trivia every Wednesday night at Jimmy Jazz.
Hey-o.
He's a fantastic guy, and everybody that runs the magazine Music Lives They're fantastic people.
Well,
And,
we're dedicating our concert on Friday to those guys.
I read that.
Oh, absolutely.
They work super hard.
All right, Aaron, this one's for you. This is called River Song.
On Underplayed and Underpaid.
Before I knew the river, I jumped in young and dumb. Solitary sandbound, where a man comes from. I can't blame me for trying to fight the ebb and flow. Water goes as water goes. She took my hand, I followed. Take me home, oh take me home. Where the river goes, she knows. Take me home, take me home. Where the river goes, she knows. Locked inside another box that someone else has made. I boxed my way from 17 with nothing left to say. The team that's floating down the river, coming night and day. I answered the call, I felt my peace, and I drifted away. Take me home, oh take me home. Where the river goes, she knows. Take me home, oh take me home. Where the river goes, she knows. All I ever needed was to swim amongst my friends. Never lost and never found, just drifting around the bend. Never scared of life or death, or where the river ends. Well, she teaches me all the things a river can. Take me home, oh take me home. Where the river goes, she knows. Take me home, oh take me home. Where the river goes, she knows. Take me home, oh take me home. Where the river goes, she knows. Take me home, take me home. Where the river goes, she knows.
That's River Song by Honeyrunners on Underplayed and Underpaid University of Guelph Community Campus Radio. They are performing this Friday, July 11th at Van Gogh's Ear, second floor, with the Retrievers opening, and then Matt Weidinger, the talented young Matt Weidinger, with a couple of people accompanying him, going to be closing out the show. So it's going to be a great time. Do you know what the cover is? And what time the music
$5
starts?
cover. Music starts at 10 o'clock.
That's awesome, $5 cover.
$5 cover.
So the new album, it's called Honeyrunner, isn't it?
The Honeyrunners is EP2.
Oh yeah, EP2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write that down. Oh, I.
Or just eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought of that before.
The Greeks would slap you.
Right?
Is there a concept to this album?
Yeah. This one, I think this one's a lot about getting lost, and we chose the album cover as a maze, because it also represents a lot of the songs on this one are actually about like the city, the big city, the dark city, and getting lost and escaping from the big city. So yeah, so we figured the maze picture that we got is actually a really good representation of all the streets of Toronto, which is where we all are. That's where we live. So yeah, that's the general concept behind it.
So it's about finding yourselves and escaping from trauma dramaterio? Is that basically?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And just as musicians, too. I mean, we're at the point now where we're trying as hard as we can to succeed in this profession.
Find your way through it as a band. Kind of
yeah,
thing.
and that's a lot about
Success
just
whatever.
getting completely lost because you just don't know how to do this.
Which way to turn, what decision to make.
But nobody knows how to do this. So you just
try
go. You just go into the maze, and that's it.
That brings me to my next question. I know you guys have some familial ties to the music scene, right? But other than that, could you explain your success to the listeners? Because again, you guys have been together only 2 years, and you guys have played coast to coast. You've been on Canada AM, and you're coming back on Canada AM. You've got connections with Coca-Cola, and you got connections with Bacardi. Yeah. I mean, are you guys with SoCan first off?
Yep.
Yeah, we are.
First thing everybody should do is register with SoCan.
Absolutely.
100%.
So how else did all this success fall into your laps, or was it really hard work?
It's mostly Brandon's hair.
Oh.
I was going to answer honestly, but yeah, it's mostly my hair. That's true.
It's a lot of
work. And Dan's boyish good looks.
Yeah.
What about me, guys?
You know what, man? It really is the hardest work ever because there's so little in the beginning. There's not much reward, and you got to slog it out, and you got to slog it out for free, and you got to slog it out while you're working your day job. There's no other way to it. And
it's also, I mean, I hate to cut in. It's just we've all come from different bands. I mean, Marcus was in a whole lot of great bands, and so was Dan, and so was I, and so was Mike. But when we came together, we were like, all right, we kind of want to hit the ground running. We've got something really great. I mean, the first EP was full of great songs. I love each and every one of those. I mean, as much as I love EP2, but we had something that we're just having so much fun making. And I think that when you find the right people and you have the right tunes, it doesn't fall into your lap because we all work very hard at making these connections, but it makes it a whole lot easier.
Also being consistent. A lot of, like Brandon was saying, we've all been in a lot of bands, but there's always a reason why those other bands fall through. It could be anything, but if you have a band that stays consistent and relevant and is always there, like it's in people's minds, and sure you have your rough days where you maybe don't agree on certain things, but you got to, I guess, sometimes treating it as a relationship, taking it seriously, but also having a lot of fun.
It's 100% a relationship. Yeah. I'm literally dating 3 teenage
dudes.
Boys. It sounds really terrible.
Well, there's also the old cliche of like band of brothers, but it's true. It's what the Honeyrunners are, really.
And the longer you can stick through all the BS and all the fights and whatever happens, it's honestly the longer you play together, the better you get, and the deeper your friendship goes, and the better the songs get for it, right? So, and I think that's what breeds success, and no one gets that anymore. It's like everyone wants their overnight, but it's like.
Doesn't happen.
You literally have to put in the time to get to where the Beatles were. They were in Hamburg for 4 years before they really got there, and no one really gets that. Everyone read Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers, and they were like, oh yeah, you got to put in your 10,000 hours, and no one does because they fold before they can get there, Well, we're not going to do that because we're going to be around here for a long time. So,
and I imagine part of the hard work is being really nice to everybody, to every sound man, every promoter.
Respect, respect even your enemies, no matter who it is. You just show them respect, and honestly,
I've met artists that I look up to, and they were just totally mean, totally brush you off. I'm like, that's not how to do it, man. You got to be totally nice because if it wasn't for them, you would be nothing, man. You wouldn't have a career. You wouldn't have anything. You have to respect that.
It's dangerous how much power the sound man has.
Or your fans.
There's the fans, and I was just going to say, like, other bands.
Yeah.
While we were out touring out east with Halifax, I mean, the best thing about going out to play other cities and all that kind of stuff is you meet all these new bands, you meet all these new people, and I've fallen in love with so many bands. Yeah. And, I mean, you could bet that I'm dancing my ass off in front of that stage. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about. Why hang back at the bar?
Yeah.
When
Someone
it's just helping the scene.
Exactly. Someone else who is working hard, they deserve it too.
And going back to your question, like I think the reason that we have found a little bit of success so far is that we genuinely love doing this. Like we love music, and we love all the things that surround music, the people, the feeling of playing it,
experience.
Sprinkled with a little bit of like awesomeness.
So. Yeah.
and modesty and humbleness.
Oh, absolutely.
So I know through SoCan, because I managed a band for about a year, I learned a lot. Let me tell you, I learned a lot. The sound guy thing, that's the number one.
Oh, yeah.
But through SoCan, I know that they have conferences that you can go to at different opportunities. And like, for example, Coca-Cola, Bacardi, these types of companies would be at these conferences, and they're there to check out your songs. They're looking for jingles. Did you ever go through any of that process?
I've been invited to SoCan conferences a bunch, but I haven't yet gone. But I promise to go this year, SoCan, I swear to God. We actually got lucky. With distribution is actually very important for bands, especially indie bands. So if you can link up with a company, for instance, we have a company out of Hollywood who's doing our American distribution, and they got us both Bacardi and Coca-Cola. And I think there's one actually that's being lined up now that's top secret, but it's fantastic. And it allows for both exposure and for a bit of cash inflow too. So it's a win-win. And honestly, that whole false paradigm of, oh, you're selling out, it's like, well, yeah, we also need to eat. So we're not selling out. We're letting them use our song, you know?
Got to eat. I understand. It's interesting if you missed the beginning of the show, you can always archive it at cfru.ca. But when I asked them about the name and where the name comes from, did you tell the whole story? Or was that before we did the interview? Did you tell
we got
it. That was on the air. Okay, so that's
opium,
recorded.
Heroin, darkness, naked kids covered in honey.
And Coca-Cola decided to say, take that down.
Yeah.
Of all companies.
I know,
I know.
right?
Coca-Cola.
Well, look, I mean, the campaign was...
Bacardi's like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. We did find ironic that we got a little bit of distribution from Bacardi and Coke, because together they're a very good team.
Yeah, that's true.
So you guys are not officially signed to a label then, right?
No, we are 100% independent. I feel like I'm fielding all the questions. Should I? I'll do this last one. A good friend of mine of our band, Renaud, he has a label out of Toronto called Gypsy Soul Records, and he very graciously kind of picked us up for distribution just so that we could have distribution through Fontana North, Maple Music on Universal. So what's nice is that we're a completely independent band who has a major distributor, and that definitely makes all the difference.
Sweet.
It's like a cool backdoor, you know, a way in, if you know what I mean.
You're gonna call phrasing on me, but you're not gonna call phrasing on that.
No, we're not doing
The views and express. No, So your management, who manages this band?
We'll
go with Marcus. How about I'll ask you directly.
All right. Well, we all do. I mean, I would say Dan does a whole lot. Brandon does a whole lot. I think, but we all do certain things that I think you throw that all into the pot here. But we do manage ourselves, and every now and then someone jumps on board to help us here and there.
Yeah.
Who are in the industry or just friends that are like, oh, I think I can help you out, that kind of thing. But overall, we foresee everything that happens in this band.
And I honestly think that's the way to go for independent bands right now. If you, instead of seeking out a record contract, which is probably you're not going to get a good one, and find yourself a manager or a booking rep or an agent or friends that can shoot your videos or that can help you record in a studio, because if you foster those relationships, those are the ones you can bring with you as you get better as a band. You can help kind of
you're building a
give
team.
back to these people as Yeah, exactly. You're building a personal team.
A family, like a Honeyrunner family, as I like to call it. But I mean, the way I see it, it's like there's no need to pay someone if you know you can do it yourself, because then it's, you know what I mean. You're just wasting money that you don't have. So if you know you can do it yourself and you trust yourself enough or trust your band enough, things start to happen.
But we don't. I mean, I don't want to make make it sound like we're, like record labels the enemy, because they're incredibly useful. It's just you need to get to a certain level
until it's worth it.
Until it is worth it to be on one.
Have you guys seen the movie documentary Working Class Rockstar?
No, what is that?
All right, well, I'll bring it along this evening if you guys are coming out, and you're going to want to see it.
Oh, heck yeah.
But you guys have already kind of springboarded past that point and seem to be on your own path.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a great documentary to have in the archives of your brain.
Cool.
You mentioned a little bit about the artwork for your album. There's a maze on the Would you like to explain who made that for you? And
that was me.
if you could do it yourself, do it, right?
Yeah, I have a background in anything creative. So a lot of photography, a lot of graphic design, and I also did the website and everything that we're working on.
He works incredibly hard, and it's fantastic, and we're very fortunate.
And cheaper.
100%.
So much
no,
cheaper.
but we're very fortunate that he has that background. But it's so funny that he'll be like, "Check it out, guess what I'm in," and the three of us will just jump on it and be like, well, that needs to be bigger, and that needs to do, you know what I mean? So there's always so many notes.
That's what makes it better, though, right? Because if you, we've all said this before, if you see it through one pair of eyes, you're only going to see it for like the way it is. But if you have all four of us saying, "Hey, change this, change that," it just makes it that much better. Just like how we write our music. So
yeah, and we're like in the bio, we were talking about alchemy. Like we weren't kidding when we meant that like the alchemy of the four guys' minds definitely comes up with better things than any one person would.
If you take one of the members out of the band, it's not the Honeyrunners anymore.
It'd just be the Honey Run.
Yeah. Then it becomes two words.
No ers.
Yeah.
Who administrates your online presence?
That's me. Actually, we all do social media.
Yeah, we all do.
But I just take care of the website.
Okay, and how do you decide to post songs? Again, I managed a band, and I was always like, well, let's just do snippets so that they are interested in it and they want to buy it off iTunes or buy your album at the show instead of just giving it all to them. How do you guys decide to put it online?
We did something very different, actually. We were like, hey, there's a new EP coming out. Let's do live music videos. Kind of like, this is us playing the new record, which is that Small World Sessions that we were talking about off air earlier. I mean, as far as snippets, I don't think we've ever done that. We did something really cool where we collaborated with Jay-Z. And
collaborated or stole?
Or stole his music.
No.
Whatever, man. DJs do that too, so we can do it too.
No, but I mean, we post.
It depends. Like, for upcoming shows or something like that, we'll put music to it or a snippet or something. It all depends. But if we're just promoting the record, what do we do? Like,
I think the general rule with the band is like, if the media, whether it's song or video, or whatever, is good, we'll let it see the light of day. But we tend to be really hard on filtering stuff because we want to show people our best work, and you know. If it's rewarding in an exposure kind of way, if it helps us attain some numbers, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, that's great. Like, it helps us build. So we're more than happy to post like a video or something. With an album, everything is up streaming. It's all available on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. People can listen to the whole thing if they want for free. But we always encourage people to buy music. You know, I buy a lot of music. I'm sure these guys have mountains of CDs in their cars. We still buy CDs, and I have vinyl player.
Yeah.
We all have vinyl players, so we're just as much avid music buyers as we are, you know, free listeners and whatever.
Yeah, you can listen to it for free on YouTube, let's say. But if you want it on your iPod or something like that, I believe you can only buy it.
Yeah. For instance, there's only like a 30-second clip on iTunes to catch these, but that's kind of redundant if it's all on SoundCloud.
Yes.
I now realize.
All right, do you guys happen to have a short song that you guys want to play? Or do you want to just
absolutely.
answer some more questions?
We could play a shorty for you. This one is this one's about the Muse.
The Honeyrunners, Underplayed Underpaid.
I'm sorry, real quick. He'll kill me if I don't mention. Small World Sessions was shot by a really, really good friend of mine. His name's Ian Farrell and his girlfriend Jessica Smith, and they were fantastic to work with. It's called the Concerto Series. That's the name of the company, and they shot the Small World Sessions for the Honeyrunners.
You check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, this one goes out to Concerto Series.
I went around for days on end, I know I'm not the only one who lies and waits for you to come. All my fears have gone away. Oh, sweet melody, stay. Someday I wish I could be the muse for you. All my fears have gone away. Oh, sweet melody, stay. All my fears have gone away. Oh, sweet melody,
That was Muse by Honeyrunners on Underplayed and Underpaid, University of Guelph Community Campus Radio. Honeyrunners are going to be performing Friday, July 11th. That's this Friday at Van Gogh's Ear, second floor, $5 cover. You're also going to have the wonderful, wonderful pleasure of seeing the Retrievers. There we go. And Mr. Matt Weidinger. Again, second floor, Van Gogh's, $5 cover. This Friday, it's going to be a time to be had. So, is your...
It's going to be a time.
A time.
We gonna have ourselves a time.
We gonna have ourselves a good time. That it goes back to Andrew Craig. What was the Canada AM experience like? The first one.
Early.
Nerve-wracking.
I got a good story.
Nerve-wracking.
So we were good. We were all tired, and
So tired.
And we get in there, and they bring us to the coffee room. All right, boys, here's your coffee, your drinks, whatever. We get set up in half an hour or so, and so,
everyone is weirdly comfortable at this point.
Yeah, we're all
we're done.
We're all like, this is gonna be fine, no big deal.
good spirits. And one of the news anchors walks in, and I'm like, I remember I'm stirring a coffee, and he looks at Brandon and he says, "So, you boys ready for this? You know, there's gonna be about 1 million viewers this morning." And Brandon's face
Just loses all color.
I don't think Brandon understood the fact that this is like a Canada-wide broadcast. And it just hit him in 1 second. You could see his whole disposition change, and it was like, oh no.
I disappeared
Brandon.
for about 20 minutes. I just went for a walk around the studio, and I was like, oh, this is good. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So if you watch that clip, which I think is still on CTV's website, if you watch the clip, and the lady's like, and now the Honeyrunners, and it zooms in on Dan's face, but as it's zooming, if you look very carefully, I'm looking at Marcus, and my eyes are like, oh, God, it's here. And then but it zooms real fast, so you got to really look for it. But I was,
If we ever play the Super Bowl, we're screwed.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, let's we gotta run through these.
You guys are
really
talking
quick.
way too much.
let's bang
No, I love
lightning
it.
round.
All right, lightning round. All right, favorite venue to play. We'll start with Brendan.
Horseshoe.
Marcus.
Horseshoe.
Dan.
Odd Club.
Ooh, good one. I forgot that one.
Biggest crowd you've played to.
1,200 people.
Okay. Favorite city to play in.
Halifax.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see the Stanfields?
No.
No, I've heard of them though.
My favorite band.
Yeah?
Yeah. has a
Halifax
recommendation.
Locals?
Yep.
Nice.
They're from, the Pinwheel. But
Whoa.
they all,
I'm answering really fast. So like, is this like everybody?
The lightning
far,
round.
sounds pretty cool.
Lightning round. Just,
You guys aren't jumping in, so I feel really bad.
We might have been a little more than 1,200 though, but
Marcus played in front of like 10,000 people.
Well, I was talking about it as like
as the Honeyrunners.
As the Honeyrunners.
I would say
right that run.
I
that
would
we
say
did,
with
that,
with
All right, next question. Next
anyways,
question.
whatever.
Lightning
Yeah.
round.
Memorable moment from a gig. As I told you before, I saw Henry Rollins a couple times, and he always has crazy stories about performing. But of course, he was in Black Flag. is there any one moment that kind of sticks out?
I have a stupid one for you that
Dan,
I
give her,
shouldn't
give
say
her.
on the radio, but I'm going to anyway. We were up at this festival in Kimberley, Ontario, and I may or may not have accidentally eaten some pop brownies before the set. And about 20 minutes before, and then they're like, okay, guys, you're on the second set. And I'm like, all right, sweet. And when I'm on stage, they started kicking in. And this guy who looked like Jesus who was standing right in front of me the whole set, and I'm like forgetting lyrics because I just keep looking at him, and I'm like,
him?
does anyone else see him? Man, we did. I got through it. It was great.
Sounds fun. Anybody else want to add?
Yeah, one of my most memorable things that was just so cool was we were playing at the Horseshoe, and it was rammed. It was like a sold-out Horseshoe. It was for CMW. The Damn Truth had just played, and they just rocked my mind. And we were about to get off stage to let the Balconies play, and we decided to throw in Ramble On by Led Zeppelin. And there was like 400 or 500 people just, like, we didn't have to sing. They were just singing the entire song. It's not our song, so it's not like, whoa, but it was just a really cool moment. Nice, you know what I mean? That was one of my favorites with this band, yeah, for sure.
I don't know, man.
All right, that's
fair. I think just every time's a good time, and every time's a good time. That's about it. There's nothing.
Every time's.
There's nothing too crazy that sticks out to me.
Yeah, I've never had a bad time.
Sorry,
it's just a time. You know what I mean?
George Bush is on the air.
I like.
Okay, all right. Lightning round. We're going back to the lightning round. Last book that you read, Brandon.
Oh, wait. It's called The Enemy by Lee Child. I am a massive Lee Child fan.
Okay.
Dinosaur pop-up book.
Did you read it, or did it read
No.
you?
I just got distracted every time a dinosaur would pop up. I'm like, again? Oh my god!
He couldn't get past the T-Rex page. It's really scary.
Mine. I'm reading one right now called "There Goes Gravity." Lisa Robinson. Crazy book about a journalist that traveled with Zeppelin and Stones.
Nice.
Really cool book. I recommend it.
Okay, lightning round.
If you could have dinner with anyone from any time, who would it be and why?
Start that way.
All right, Dan?
You'd have dinner with me?
No, I'm saying start that way.
I think Robert...
Sorry, not that I wouldn't have dinner with you.
I would go with Robert Plant, probably. He's just... I find him really interesting when you watch him in interviews. He's just such a cheeky bastard, and it'd just be really fun.
All right. Who wants to take the next?
Mine would be Jesus, because I'd love to hear it from him instead of being changed over the years.
And you'd ask him how he enjoyed your set, that show.
Yeah, that kind of thing, because he's watching.
The only thing that I can think of is a super corny answer. It's just my brothers, because I don't get to see them all that much. But Mike is on the road with Autumn Hill, and Jordan is going to be a doctor, which is crazy. And
why are you crying?
I'm not crying.
It looks like you're crying, dude.
I was just chopping onions.
There's sand and dust in here. All right. Anyway. Yeah. Just my brothers are awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for your wonderful answers to the age-old question of underplayed and underpaid. At the end, I ask everybody, and I think I'm going to make a book one day. All right, here's what's going on at musiclives.ca over the next week. If you want to know what's going on for live music, go to musiclives.ca, and that's the Guelph stuff. All right, here it is. The 7th open stage with Dave Huber at Doogie's in Guelph, Paul McLeod at Jimmy Jazz, and there's my show. Thank you very much. Tuesday the 8th, Karaoke Tuesdays with Tim at Van Gozier. That's a new thing. And Matty P at Doogie's in Guelph. Wednesday the 9th, Damon Hancock at Red Brick Cafe. And Music Lives hosts Name That Tune every Wednesday at the Jimmy Jazz. Thursday the 10th, Thursday patio sessions with Josh Gabriel, good guy, at Borealis Grill and Bar. The Northern Ramblers Roadshow featuring Greg McAvoy and The Great Novel at Jimmy Jazz. Game music hosts Tearaway Tuza, Tofu Stravinsky, and Mad Anthony at Van Gogh's Ear. Also open mic at the ANAF.
Mad Anthony is coming to town?
Mouthful.
There you go. Yes, he is. And you can go to musiclives.ca to check it out.
That's awesome.
That's the day before you guys are going to be here. So,
yeah.
Also at Van Gogh's Ear on the main floor on Friday the 11th, Water Bodies, Billy Dre and the Poor Boys, and Blackwood Honeybees at Van Gogh's Ear, shaking fists. And second floor, of course, we got the Honeyrunners, the Retrievers, and Matt Weidinger.
You guys
That's going to be second floor. $5, 3 bands. You
and
don't
the
get
Shrimp Shack Shooters.
Yes. And free shrimp for everyone. RBC hosts 2014 Noon Hours concert series featuring Nicole Christian and Alfie Smith at St. George's Square. That should be at the top. And Frankie and Jimmy versus King Bees Surf versus Blues Dance Party at the Jimmy Jazz. And Saturday the 12th, Game Music hosts Gypsy Chief Goliath. should
Oh,
be an eye.
cool.
And Adrenochrome and Earth Breather at Van Gogh's Ear. And Sunday the 13th, Oxford Blue hosts the summer patio sessions at Jimmy Jazz. Game Music hosts Olivia and the Creepy Crawlies, Say Hello, Bed Sheets, and Bellows at Van Gogh's Ear. Nathan Coles hosts the open stage at Jimmy Jazz. Double D Sundays with D. Eve Archer and Dave Huber. That's what's going on at Music Lives. And that's the end of the show. Thank you very much, Honey Runner, for coming in. Stay tuned for Blues Around the Block and the Fuzz Radio Show.